Hey guys, welcome back. King Dro here. So today I'm going to be showing you the fastest and easiest way to get primal crystals and also taming crystal wyverns. Alright, so I'm here at my tropical base. I tend to like to farm the crystals, the primal crystals from the tropical wyverns. I find it the easiest and also they are the safest, and there's always plenty of them around. Alright, so let's get started. You are going to need a mantis with a club and also a flyer. I like to use a skiff because I can get to there much faster. The first area that I'm going to be showing you for the crystal wyverns are the south area of the tropical. Fun fact, if you fly above where you can render like bases and dinos, the wyvern, the wild ones, will actually show up before anything else renders, making it very easy to spot them. Once you find yourself a wyvern, I land on my skiff, unpod the mantis. It's already unpodded. Make sure you have a club, and you just go ahead and use your right click attack, which is your secondary attack, to knock them out. You can see that the lower level ones knock out in pretty much one hit. This mantis does have 975 melee, and the club is pretty close to the max damage. I think it's around 190, 195 for damage. So this is official rates, so I'm only getting like, 1 to 2, maybe 3 crystals per wyvern. So, but you can see how fast this is. Now, depending on if it's a low level, sometimes if you spam the right click too much too fast, it will actually kill the wyvern before you get a chance to actually collect a crystal. So it takes a little learning curve to figure out how fast your mantis can knock them out. But it's always best to spam it to get a feel for it, because if you sometimes don't knock them out fast enough, over time that tick damage from their breath can actually kill your mantis. So it's better to spam it and risk killing the wyvern than killing your mantis. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get back on the skiff and fly to the next area. I always like to check my club in between wyverns to make sure the durability is okay. It does break fairly easy, I would say. However, it is pretty cheap to repair. It's just wood and fiber. The mantis can actually farm fiber without any weapons really easily, and then wood is very, easy to get as well. So as I mentioned before, I always like to fly kind of above the render area. That makes me be able to spot the wild wyverns much faster. This is official PvE, so there's bases pretty much everywhere. Now, unfortunately, that first spot I did show you, it is a common building area, so sometimes people can build and then block spawns unintentionally. So that's the problem. But however, on this server at least, that first spot I showed you is really good. Make sure that you kill the wyvern after you take the crystals for two reasons. Number one, as soon as it wakes up, it's going to be mad at you and it's going to follow you until the end of time. Two, also, if somebody else happened to knock out the same one within a short period, they're not going to have any crystals, so that would be kind of messed up. So I always like to kill them. Plus, wyverns give a lot of experience, so which is great. So I generally like to do the tropicals because they seem to have the best spawns. I don't like to do this with the air wyverns, the ones that are in the desert. They're a lot more aggressive, and you're putting yourself at risk of killing your mantis because you can get easily bombarded with 4 or 5 wyverns, which would not only put your mantis at risk, but also you're more likely to kill the wyvern then, instead of actually knocking them out, because there's so many of them coming at you. I like to use a pistol to aggro them if they're too far from where I am, and then I can like drag them to a spot that I can land and make it a little safer too. You can see that this was a 150 and it took me all of 2 hits to knock it out, which is great because the higher the level, the more crystals you get. So I prefer to go for higher level ones because they give you more crystals, but because it's so easy to knock them out, it doesn't really matter for me. Okay, so I'm back at base at my tropical area. So this time we're going to go north, and then this time I'm going to actually show you how to tame these guys super fast. Okay, so once you find the wyvern, we're gonna first take crystals, so that way we have some crystals to tame one. So we're gonna do the same concept as we did earlier, where we land, get on the mantis, knock one out, take its crystals. Then after this, then we're gonna go look for one to tame. This is just to show you exactly how to do this quickly. Alright, so once you've spotted a wyvern, this is just an example that you want to tame. You're gonna go ahead, this is how easy this is. You're gonna go ahead and knock it out. Then you're going to put your crystal, primal crystal, in your hotbar. You can also use regular crystals. It's just it takes forever. So that's why I like to get the primals. You put it in your last slot. You simply climb on top of its back, and you lay down behind its shoulders, and then you wait for it to wake up. And then once it wakes up, you feed it a primal, and then you just ride on its back until it tames. That is so much easier because when I try to climb on their back when they're still awake, it is so much harder. I mean, I have trouble with it at least. Now, just make sure you don't take the primals out of this one, or else when it wakes up, it's gonna be angry. If you knock it out and you don't take primals, it won't get mad at you. So then you can just free ride the whole time until it's tamed. Now it is back to 1x. The event's over, so this will take probably like 7 or 8 primal crystals before it's tamed. But it's just to give you an example of how easy this works. Now, generally, the first feeding takes the longest in between each one. I think it's like 3 minutes or so until you feed it again. Then after that, it's like every 30 seconds. So this is a really fast tame. I mean, on 1x, it granted is a level 45. After one crystal, I got 16%. So that's not awful. And if you're a new player, this is so easy. This is so much better than trying to go for a Pteranodon. um, because they are so much better than the pteranodon, the wyverns. All right, guys, that's it for today. Hopefully, this video was helpful in showing you how to get primal crystals much easier and a little tip on how to tame them a little bit safer and easier. I know that not everyone has access to a good mantis. However, even a regular wild tame one would probably be manageable. You just have to be a little bit more cautious and maybe lower levels. Um, so please like, subscribe, and I appreciate all the support. And I'll see you guys next time.